Yo, what's up, guys? It's your boy Kool Aid Man 100X. Make sure you get yourself a Tay Rick t-shirt and get the fofo on your back. Available at Spreadshirt. Link will be in the description below. Yo, what's up, guys? It's your boy Kool Aid Man 100X. Welcome back to your boy Kool Aid Man 100X, teaching you how to play basketball the right way. Let me show you the way. First thing we're going to be going over, make sure you go to my Patreon so you can get more advanced tips and more other shit to teach you guys how to play basketball on NBA 2K19 and so on. God damn it, go play some of my advanced tutorials so I can show your ass how to play the game the right way. God damn it. Yeah. But anyway, first thing we're going to be going over today is the best spin jumpers in NBA 2K19. I'm going to break that down for you, all the ones that I pick and try it out and practice myself. I hope you enjoy it so you can take this shit to the park and show them niggas what time it was. Trust me, shit works. This shit works, goddammit. It works. Everything works that I give you for some apparent fucking reason. Anyway, the first one we're going to go over is normal. Pretty much self-explanatory if you're starting out in my career and also my park. This is a very good standard jumper to just get yourself and your feet wet in NBA 2K19 if you ask. Yeah. Anyway, the next one we're going to go over is normal 2. Normal 2, I really do like it because it's very self-explanatory. You got a nice little hop jumper to it. So he uses his right hand to cut back and he uses his left hand to cut forward too. Same animation on both sides. You don't have to worry about switching up animation to get used to both of them. The next one we're going to go over is normal 3. Normal 3 is pretty much self-explanatory. If you like the quick release off the jump shot and you're used to shooting that type of release, it's a very good release to hit them off the defender in my park. So if they got a lockdown defender, if you want to get that ball off quick, definitely use this. Normal 3. The next one going to be normal 8. Normal 8 pretty much self-explanatory. I like the high arcing on here because it's avoid the block because he goes all the way up and pushes his back. But I would recommend it got 2 different animations on the side, so you're going to have to practice the right side a little bit more and practice the left side a little bit more too as well. So you can get 2 different animations on both sides because they're not locked in the same animation. So definitely be careful and cautious with that and definitely get the practicing this goddamn spin jumper, or whatever the hell they talk about. The next one is going to be normal 6, which is one of my favorites too as well. Normal 6 is very good too. It's a nice quick release because I like that cut what he do with his pivot foot. So when you do with his right and left foot, it definitely comes out with the same animation on both sides. So you don't have to worry about working on both animations because you would be locked in on both animations on both sides. But the left one give you a different type of fadeaway, so you can be kind of wary with that. But pretty much you get the same animation. The next one is going to be normal 4. Normal 4 is pretty much like normal 6. If you really got the first one down, you won't have no problem using normal 4 just to bring a different style to the game. If you got long arm players, this is very dominant because it actually fakes out the defender, like you're going one way out of a speed boost and going out the other. So definitely recommend this player if you got a long arm player, pretty much a lockdown or something like that. Any type of long arm player is bringing animation of the defender to look like both ways and you don't know which way you're going. The next one is going to be normal 9. Normal 9 is one of my favorites because you got a nice pivot foot. Then also he jumps high as hell on both animations. So if you're going to the right side, you pretty much get the same animation, but the left side you get a different animation. But the jump shot is still the same. It's still high arcing and he goes up with the ball every time. So that definitely give you the attribute of not getting blocked and also put the defender on his heels. So it makes him press triangle a little bit more sooner than after. Also, we're going to go to normal 12, which is one of my favorites too as well. It's very good to use back in 2017 if you use that type of jump shot. It's very deadly to use because it brings that slow type of animation and you can definitely hit that 2-pointer every time if you know what you're doing. What makes this spin jumper so deadly is that it's animated on both sides, so you get the same animation on both sides. You get them locked in, so you don't have nothing to worry about to practice each one. You'll definitely get the same animation every time, unless you're on the right side or left side of the court where you can't see that animation off his pivot foot. So be wary of that if you're at baseline. The next one is going to be my favorite, which would be normal 13, pretty much 2017 mostly. That's a little bit slower, but you still get the type of animation along with it. So be sure and wary if you good. if you used to using normal 12, you'll be used to using normal 13. It's pretty much the same, but it's just a little bit more slower, and also it makes the release a little bit more accurate, and you can get your releases on this every time. The cool thing about this animation is that you get both of them on the same side, but when you go to the right side to give you a little bit higher of a jump shot, it's just a little bit tad different, but then the left side, so it's just weird to practice both just in case. The next one will be stiff 3. Is one of my favorite. I think I might go to for next year, which would be stiff 3, because I love how fast he jump off his pivot foot. And the cool thing about this jump shot is that you get 2 different animations on the right side and the left side. Because the left side, you get a little bit more quicker pivot foot than you do with the right side. But it's pretty much the same thing, but you can see the direction that you can change, because you can switch out of that jump shot into a speed boost. I'll go over that a little bit more tutorial in the future. The next one going to be stiff 2. It's pretty much the same as stiff 3, but it's just a little bit more slower. He take a deep dive into the step, and he twist around with his right hand and left hand. But he goes up for the jump shot, pretty much self-explanatory. He just goes straight up with a little bit leaning fade just to avoid the block. The next one could be regular stiff. You got the same animation for the twist pivot foot, but he turns into a regular jump shot. The animation should be different on each side, so I recommend practicing this both, because you might get a tad different animation every time the block is being occurred. So you don't have that leaning animation, you just go straight up, so be wary of the steal of the block coming your way. The next one would be stiff 4, which was one of my favorites too as well. Pretty much self-explanatory, but he got a little fade diameter to it, but the shot goes straight up in the air because you got 2 different animations on both sides. You got the left side with the fade and the right side with the regular animation of the shot going straight up in the air. Just letting you know. So make sure you be wary of the jump shot, because each time you're going on each side, it actually switches the animation each time. So be wary of that too as well. It's not locked in on one animation, because you might do the fade on one side and mess around and do the fade on the other side with the same animation with the right and the left hand. So be wary of that to practice this. Very self-explanatory to have, but it's very deadly with a shot creator, any type of shot creator or post player, if you want to bring that dynamic to the court. The next one going to be Dirt and Vinci. Pretty much self-explanatory. You got that fade every time, and you'll get it every time. But what I like about Dirt and Vinci, got a nice fade animation. You can definitely run up court and pull this off every time. And with the right side and left side, I got 2 different animations for the fade animation, so you can avoid the block. But if he's running at you with a lockdown, it's going to be kind of difficult to get that shot off, because it's a very slow release. So be wary of that. So it's a good fake. If you're going for the steal, you can pivot him with the spin, you can hit it with the fade. The next one will be Lance Stevenson. It's pretty much the same animation on both sides, so you don't have to worry about switching. But they do give you a type of fade diameter on the left side and the right. So be wary of practicing each fade on each side, but you still got that stiff 3 flow with it, but that fade animation with it, so it brings a little bit deadly. So you can definitely use this with a shot creator, any type of shooting build, and definitely be wary of that as well. And that will be it for all the spin jumpers, my guys. So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you hit that goddamn notification bell so you can make sure my videos become live. Also, make sure you go to my Patreon once again and get the most advanced tips, tutorials, let's plays, all that shit. Just make sure you pledge. God damn it, support me. I'm broke. Anyway, man, thank you so much for the support. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. I'm out of here. Deuces.